My elevation message is trust your timing. Trust your timing. You can be very far in 3 years. You can be nowhere in 3 years.
Like the hands that you are using to clap for yourself is the hands that you are using to build your career. And they're going to stay with you for the rest of your life.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ElevatHers podcast.
We appreciate you guys joining us each and every time a new episode goes up. I feel like we always say we got so much going on and we be going through it every time we start.
Because
That's the problem. It really is. And we've been filming bi-weekly, if you guys haven't noticed. And, you know, things may change here with the podcast. So just stick with us. Just ride with us.
Right.
But how have you been feeling?
This is my busy season, the first 4 months. And then the first 5 months. And then the last 4 months of the year, it's like I only get like a 2-month break where it's kind of quiet. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Not much is going on. But other than that, it's like busy. So I'm mentally preparing for the next couple weeks. They're going to be extremely busy. How are you?
I've been good, girl. Same. Just busy, keeping busy. Just mapping things out and continuing to mapping things out for this 2026. I feel like January felt like 3 months. Like it felt like a quarter in itself. Like it felt like what's going on here. But I've been doing really, really good. I've been working out. I just did a 5K, which I'm so excited
congrats.
about.
How was that?
It was good. And I know when I say 5K, people are like, all right, girl, you could have walked it. No, I ran the 5K. So I used to run track, for those who don't know. And I'm trying to get back into enjoying running because let's be real, cardio is not fun. Like, I just don't like running. So I wanted to challenge myself. I'm like, it's the top of the year. Let me knock this off of my goals and to-dos. And I'm going to do another one in March, right before our birthday. So if you want to join me, let me know.
I'll be on the sideline. Roon you on. I'm not.
No,
like,
but it was
I
fun.
can't.
It was fun.
I heard running is great and like you get a runner's high and all that. Like if I want like a high off of an exercise, I'm going to hot yoga. I'm not running. I don't like to run like at all. Apparently it's also bad for your knees. So I'm already cracking when I wake up. No, I can't.
And it was like the Lifetime Miami Marathon. A lot of people apparently traveled. Like people came from New York to come run this marathon that happened the day after the 5K. And girl, I cannot imagine. Can you imagine 13.1 miles for half a marathon? And then my boyfriend actually ran that one. And then the full marathon is like 26, 28 miles. Thank you, girl. But it was just
no, that's a lot.
I could do a half.
More power to you guys.
Yes, more power to y'all. But girl, so much is happening in this news cycle. There's a lot going on this week. The Super Bowl is happening.
I don't know
who you're going for.
We're literally in the thick of it. And from January, it's always like really quiet. And then you got award ceremonies, basketball stuff, football stuff, like sports stuff, like all these different events going on, which I absolutely love. I'm excited for.
I was saying this week is the Super Bowl. Who you got?
I don't even know who's playing. I got Bad Bunny. That's what I know. I don't even know who's playing in the Super Bowl.
It's the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Ooh, I hope I said that right. Go sports.
Go sport.
Go sports.
Like, I don't know. Bad Bunny's going to win the game. I don't know. That's all I know.
I'm there for Bad Bunny, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cardi B makes an appearance since we know that.
I would love that. That's a good. Wait, we got to run that back. Who do you think he's going to bring out? Cardi B's a good one. I didn't think about that.
I think Green Day is also performing.
Yes.
Green Day, because they had to add, I guess, some other people to the roster for the big game. I want Seahawks to win. If I could say who I would want to win the game, I would want the Seahawks to win. But we've seen the Patriots win countless times. I would say he's going to bring out maybe Cardi B and Daddy Yankee. I don't know.
Okay, so apparently him and Daddy Yankee have like a soft like beef. It's not even beef. It's like different perspectives on life. And like Daddy Yankee, he is now officially like all the way. I think he's Christian.
He's a pastor, right? Or something like that?
I'm not sure, but he's like not even singing his own songs anymore. So Daddy Yankee will not be there. Okay. And then
scratch that out.
But I think Cardi B was a good idea. And I'd love that. I hope he doesn't bring out J-Lo, no shade, no tea. She already had her moment. But half of me is
In
also kind
Miami,
of
we
like,
seen it, been there.
yeah, it's in there, been there, done that. But
Been there,
half
done
of me
that.
is like, just enjoy the stage yourself.
That's true.
Like,
That's true. And I do love J-Lo. That was no like shade or nothing to J-Lo, but I do feel like Bad Bunny is coming off of like just an incredible like several years. It's not even just been within this last year. He did his residency in Puerto Rico, and he just won Album of the Year, which I know we're gonna get into at the Grammys, which is the award to win at the Grammys. And now this is his moment. And as you guys may know or may not know, artists that perform at the Super Bowl, they don't get paid. Like, this is a free performance for them because, you know,
exposure.
historically their album sales go up. People who are not familiar with them, this is the biggest stage in America, are going to be tapped in, and then they're going to go on iTunes and Spotify and be like, "Oh, who's Daddy Yankee?" I'm sorry, Daddy Yankee, excuse me, Bad Bunny, and start streaming his music. So they just don't really get paid for that and other reasons. I'm sure there's sponsorships and other things involved. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he should let his moment like
Be his
shine.
moment. And I think that's okay.
Yes.
I think we have gotten very used to like people bringing other people out, and I think if he's going to bring somebody out, it's going to be a Puerto Rican band. And I love that for him. You hold that door open, sir. I love that. But let's get into the Grammys. So, first and foremost, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend.
Yes.
And drop a note on SpeakPipe. We want to hear from you. We want to share advice, give you some insight. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns you need help with, give your girls a call.
That's
okay.
right.
So the Grammys happened this week in California. And I feel like we should start at the top with the red carpet. The looks.
We need to. Girl, wait, before we get into the looks, can I say I looked at the weather this weekend? It was warmer in LA than it was in Miami.
I know. And
so I was like, oh,
crazy.
they look cute. Because I was really jealous over here. We were in our coats in Miami, for those who don't know. It's officially Antarctica in Miami this week. But yeah, let's get into these looks because I seen some stuff I liked. And I seen some stuff that I didn't like so much.
Hated it. I mean, let's state the obvious. Teyana Taylor looked like butter. Oh my God.
Shea butter at its finest.
Looked amazing. Like everything just sat on her so perfectly. Her dress was gorgeous. I do wish it was a different tone because me personally, I don't like outfits that are too close to my skin tone, but maybe it was intentional because it also played into the fact that everything just looked like perfect on her. So I absolutely loved her outfit.
I love the color. I think it looked like brown sugar just dripping on her body. Like I just think she looked like she smelled amazing. And I just need the workout regimen because that is a part of the outfit. The body is a part of the fit. She looked incredible.
It's a major accessory for sure. Chloe's dress is beautiful. I mean, it was black. It just sat right on her. I think that whoever styled her knew how to style according to her body type, and I love when people dress according to their body type. So her dress was T. I have a list of people that I didn't like.
You're like, everybody look good except for y'all. I have one too, and it's very upsetting. The Clips and Pharrell. What was that? What were the Three Stooges? Like, I just didn't like. I don't know if it was the salmon colored blazer pants setup. I don't know if it was like. I didn't love them dressed up like the Three Musketeers. Like, I feel like it just didn't. Maybe if one person had the suit on, it wouldn't have bothered me as much. But like the suit wasn't so bad. It was just I didn't like that they all dressed alike. Like, it was just weird.
I didn't mind that they dressed alike. I just didn't think the outfits were cute in three. Like, for one person, yeah, but to see it three times, it was a little blinding. It was a little bit blinding.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But yeah, they were definitely dressed like the Three Blind Mice. You know what I didn't like? Chapel Roan. She had that red fabric on. I don't even know if I call it a dress. And she literally just had her boobs out, which really pissed me off because had she been a black or brown woman, oh my God, they would have tore her apart. And I think that, you know, the idea behind this was like a J-Lo moment so people can actually like talk about her and stuff, but this ain't it for me. Like, this was so inappropriate. They should have honestly like blurred her out. It's just unnecessary.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I feel like a lot of the times people who are not black and brown, women of color, I feel like they get away like with a lot, wearing a lot. It's crazy. I think I've talked about on the podcast. I've experienced that in the workspace, and it's like very uncomfortable when you have like someone who isn't of your culture kind of telling you like, oh, you shouldn't dress this way, or you shouldn't dress that way. Girl, I was in a whole workout outfit promoting something on social media, had nothing to do with work. Like, I think I might have been working with like Fabletics or something, and I literally had on a workout set, and it bothered her for some reason. And I'm just like, I went back at the former host that was on the same show, same outfit, different body style. Nothing was said, I'm sure. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't like that people have so much to say when we want to wear certain things, but then when other people wear it, it's like, oh, it's art. It's so beautiful. Look, it's like avant-garde. No, it's not. It's ugly.
No, and then Karol G looked really nice. Like her dress was tea. She had like this teal lace dress on, and I don't even know if she had anything under. I think she did because everything was like concealed, but like the nude was so perfect to her body color. It was just gorgeous. Like, and then the back of it, like when you seen her walk away, it was like, oh, but wait, there's more. And the silhouette of everything was just so so perfect. I absolutely loved the way she looked.
Yeah, I agree. Oh wait, I like the girl whose dress was that? Olivia Dean. She won Best New Artist. I loved her dress. I felt like it was very elegant, and I felt like it was very her. Especially with her song. We all know her song, Lady. I'm like, okay, it was just giving like her, like, I don't know, I just loved it. I think it was like a perfect dress for her, especially I think it might have been her first Grammys. But yeah, I agree. I feel like there were not any like showstoppers, but I feel like there were a lot of moments I didn't like with the red carpet looks. But girl, that's either here nor there. One thing I do think that this kind of ties into with our podcast that we were going to talk about for our show today is overall how the underdogs build unshakable confidence. Like we just mentioned Teyana Taylor, we talked about Bad Bunny, and I feel like there is a conversation that can be had here about just the rise and like them, just their fame and the things that they've done, but also the fact that they were once underdogs. Like they were once people that people didn't really think nothing about as far as their talent and their success. And now look at them and look at the platform that they've built and where they are, in the direction of where they're headed to. So I think we can talk about that. What do you think?
1,000%. I think that was the silent conversation that happened yesterday. Was not only about like all these great artists and stuff like that, but it was really about two people in particular who have been in the industry for a very long time. They've always had like little moments here and there, but nothing ever major that really like took them to the next level. And I think that we saw that in two artists this year. One, Teyana Taylor, the other, Bad Bunny. I think that they have both really been starting to get their flowers for their talent. First and foremost, like Teyana Taylor has had like a hell of a run these last couple months. And so to your point, Bad Bunny, between his residency in Puerto Rico and then, now the Grammys and the Super Bowl, I think they're both really the epitome of like staying the course and keeping your head down and doing the work, but also being like these multifaceted, layered human beings who have talent in different ways. Like Teyana Taylor is not just a singer. She's an actress. She is multi-hyphenated to the point that like she is
dancer,
the epitome,
director, all the things.
Like she is the epitome of like just being a multi-hyphenated, talented person. That honestly a lot of artists wanted to be back in the day. I mean, no shade, no tea, but like we've seen J-Lo, go into music after acting, and I think, by popularity and like what people say, she was always a better actress. But like, for example, Teyana Taylor has been able to do it all, from the acting to the singing and the dancing and being a choreographer and being a creative director. Like she just embodies so much talent, and it's really great to see her finally getting her flowers because she has been in the industry for so long and has done so much over the years that she has really remained the underdog. And I think like this is her year where she's just receiving all the recognition she deserves.
This is a unique conversation that we're having, especially if you're listening or watching this podcast wherever you are. I think we can all learn a lesson here, and it's betting on yourself. It's betting on yourself when the world doesn't know who you are. It's not the fact that you don't have talent or you lack talent. It's that you might be unknown at the moment. But I think if you continue to just do the things that you need to do, that someone's going to catch on. The world is going to catch on. Like, we take Bad Bunny, for example. I think I was listening to something. Well, first of all, for people who don't know, he is from Puerto Rico. The man was making music when he was working at a grocery store. So if you're sitting behind a desk right now, or if you're at your 9 to 5 and you have talents that are beyond where you are, where you currently exist, don't stop doing said talent, or don't stop doing that thing in the current moment. Like, he was working at a grocery store and still producing music and sending his music to other producers. And then that's when he got discovered. And I think he said something like, oh, that was his only passion. Like, if he wasn't doing music or where he was currently working, he had no passions outside of that. So this is just a message for anybody that like really has something that they're really wanting to pursue and they just don't know how they're going to do it. You don't know who you're going to come in contact with. You don't know who's going to find out about your talent online. So put your stuff out there and just continue to do the work day in and day out. But I'm just so grateful for like seeing this for a lot of people, because I think in our line of work and what we do, we see a lot of people that have like that overnight success, but these are two people who didn't have overnight success. These are two people who literally have been doing this for over 10 years. We watched Teyana Taylor Sweet 16. Like, let's not forget. Like, I will never forget seeing that, My Super Sweet 16. They need to bring that show back. But I love that because we were able to see like just so many different evolutions of her, as you mentioned. And I think she's exactly where she's supposed to be. Like, I feel like we all sometimes feel the pressure of just hurrying up and getting to that highest part of the mountain at the peak. And we don't realize that the journey along the way is what's going to carry us to get to the top. So we have to keep going.
And let me tell you something. I know people who have probably rejected them over time are somewhere punching the air right now.
Absolutely.
Because look how far they have come, despite Lord knows the amount of rejection they probably received behind the scenes. And I think there's something to be said about that. Like, just because you're hearing no, like, doesn't mean that things are not working out in your favor. It's probably just sharpening your character. It's probably forcing you to sharpen your passion, sharpen that skill that you're working on. So don't take no as an answer. I know. I mean, look, to your point, 10 years ago, Bad Bunny was in a supermarket. What?
Girl.
Like, crazy.
Yeah.
And now he is a world star, like worldwide. Worldwide, not just in America, like worldwide. He's literally doing a worldwide tour. You know how many times people probably tell him like, what? You better bag my groceries. Stop trying to do all that rapping. You know?
Yeah.
People probably have curbed him over the years. And it's just really, it's so important to like, just listen to your intuition, because I'm sure that's what they both have leaned on over time. It's like, what's that voice telling you? And quite truthfully, if you have this idea and you have like, and you just can't shake it, it's not an idea of yours. It's an idea of God that he implemented into you. So you should follow
Amen.
that.
Yeah,
And I think that we're seeing literally a real life example of that between Teyana Taylor and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I agree. I literally posted something about that on social media. If you guys want to go check it out, what I said, like a message about like your gifts and your dreams and your goals will make room for you. The things that you are talented about, the things that you are talented at, you need to put it out there because it's for other people to see. It's for other people to be inspired by, and it's for other people to see the things that God has placed on your heart that you're supposed to share. And I think there's a silent voice or a silent like thing that happens between the underdog. And I think that's why so many underdogs who have been in this industry, and there's more Teyana Taylors and Bad Bunnies that we can also probably name, that they have just something about them where they can continue to create and develop and just grow with the time. And what I mean by that is like, these things don't happen tomorrow. Like, you have to keep going and you have to have that internal, like internally you have to have that like conversation with yourself to keep pushing. And I think that's why they're able to be so successful and so authentic and true to them, because these trends come and go. Like people come and go, they don't stay here. But if you know what you have is something that is like undeniable and it's something that the world needs, you have to kind of use that fuel day in and day out just to continue to keep going. Like that is just the name of the game.
I love a good underdog story though. Like
Me too.
there's nothing more like beautiful to see than somebody who was constantly denied, somebody who just stood the course regardless of what people said, really come to fruition and like meet and exceed their goals. And you know what it is? And they all have a common characteristic, which I feel like for me, especially like starting in entertainment, I've always felt like the underdog, and I don't mind that. But you know what it is? That they have a chip on their shoulder. And that's what you need to carry with you. This, you know, people like to say, oh, you got to let things go. No, carry that chip, because that chip is going to help you. It's going to fuel you every time you're like, oh, no. Remember what it is you're doing, why you're doing it. And that chip could look very different. But carry that chip on your shoulder with you.
That's right.
That is what brings the underdogs from point A to point B. And like I said, I personally feel like especially starting out like in entertainment, which was a very competitive sort of field.
Emphasis on the was.
Yeah, it was, because I don't even know what it is anymore these days. But
I
you know, like
social media ruined it for us. But
no, it literally did, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But starting out in entertainment, it's like it was very hard. You are constantly like criticized, judged based on your performance, quite literally and physically, or even literally based on your height, your appearance. So it's a very hard industry, and I always felt like you just have to keep going. You know how many times I've heard no? Like before I did E-News, before I did Complex, like, you know how many times people are like, she doesn't read that well. Like, it's not natural. And I would go home and I would practice and I would keep going. And that's how I was able to end up working with the brands and the platforms that I did over time because of that chip on my shoulder. Because honestly, I'm kind of crazy. And I remember people saying, oh, she didn't read that well. And I would go home like, okay, I didn't read well. Bet. Now let me go home and practice.
Right. No, seriously, I too feel the same way. Like we both, and you guys know that, you've been listening to us for a while. Like we both kind of come from that same space. Same for me. I'm like, I've been told no so many times. And when I look back on my career, and I know there's so much more, Crystal, that you and I are going to accomplish even outside of this, but we're going to look back at those moments and be like, wow, like I was able to do E-News auditions as well, like BET, work with so many different like these big platforms, and like Viacom, MTVs, the NBCs, the CBSs, everything, right? And we're gonna look back and be like, wow, like we remember that moment that people told us that we were not good enough, and now look where we are today. And I think the chip on the shoulder is something, but also like we can have a conversation about being humble too, right? Because I think a lot of people, yes, you should be humble in certain aspects, but I think that when you know you have this thing about you and you have a level of confidence, don't ever apologize for it. Like, don't ever apologize for knowing that you are in the space exactly where you need to be. Like, sometimes we're like, oh my God, we're so grateful to be there that we forget, like, no, like, look at all this work on my back. You know what I mean? That got me to where I am today. Like, I'm supposed to be here. Like, this is my seat. One thing that I wanted to ask us is, what do you think people need to do to stay locked in before they get the applause? Because when you don't hear people clapping for you, when you're posting a video and you get 3 likes, that's discouraging. But I think that we can definitely give some like encouragement to the people listening, like what to do when no one is rooting for you.
In my opinion, what to do is remind yourself why you're doing it and be honest with yourself on why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it for an applause, yeah, you ain't gonna last. You will not last. I give you about 3 weeks till you give up. And that's just the truth, right? Like, you really got to ask yourself why it is you want to do said thing, why it is you want to be a content creator, why is it that you want to be an artist, like a painter or whatever the case may be. Is it because you truly like it, or is it because you're looking for an applause for something or being good at something? you know?
I agree. I think what I would say to that is I would look at where I know I'm supposed to be and just keep pushing forward. Like, I feel like we look for like these little happy moments along the way and we're like, oh my gosh, like this didn't happen for me. Like, I think the no should fuel you even more. Like, no should be, okay, let's keep going. Like, the no should fuel you to keep going. So I think it's getting to, and also sometimes, like, I'm gonna actually contradict that statement a little bit. We don't always have to feel like there's a destination we're traveling to. I think if you continue just to do what you're doing, like, you're gonna get to the level of success or the heights that you're wanting to reach. Not necessarily saying, oh, I want to get there. Just like, I'm gonna keep doing the work day in and day out, blood, sweat, tears, cry, wipe them tears, smile, get up, get back on the horse. Let's keep going. Like, literally, like, rinse and repeat that every day in and day out. You can't stop. Like, your dreams are not going to stop for you. Like, if you don't, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, I'm 45 years old, or I'm 50, and there's nothing wrong with reaching levels of success at those ages. But I think a lot of those people sometimes will look back and be like, wow, if I was in said 20s, 30s, I would have done this different. I would have kept going. I would have taken every single day to take a step forward and not a step backward. So that's what I would say. I feel like
and I think that's what we could take. That's another thing we can take from the two artists we're talking about. It's like they constantly showed up. Just show up. Show up for yourself. Do a little something every day. That's the biggest thing. Showing up for yourself and just doing the work, to your point. Not constantly, I mean, chase the goal, but do the work most importantly. Like, just do the work. A lot of times we're chasing the acknowledgement of people and like exterior things happening. But the reality is all that stuff will come regardless, because people cannot deny greatness. But also, people don't applaud you until your ship is sailing. Like, till they see your cruise like in the horizon, then they want to be like, hold on, let me get on. Never fails. You just gotta do you. When you want to start that business, go start that business.
Start it
by yourself. Like, don't wait for nobody to help you. Don't wait. Get on YouTube. Do it yourself, because when you start doing things yourself, you also take just like a different pride in what you're doing and like what you're building. And so much more, you have like just so much more like care in what you're doing and what you're building. So don't depend on outside sources. Not for an applause, not for help, not for nothing. Not even your family and your friends. We talked about this last time. Like, your family and your friends don't owe you anything. They don't owe you a like.
Nobody owes you anything.
They don't owe you a repost. They don't owe you a share. Would it be nice? Yeah. But guess what? Everybody got their own stuff going on.
That's so true. That is so true. And people talk about that stuff all the time on social media. I'm like, sometimes we just got to let it be. When you don't get people engaging and liking and commenting and doing the things that they want, that you want them to do, not even just on social media, just in life, you just got to take that mental note and be like, okay, I'm going to remember it.
And you know what?
I'm going to remember it.
What did you do to help your friends like and comment on your stuff? Because you know what I did? I started a group chat, and now I drop my stuff in the group chat, and I'm like, hey, I posted this. Go like it. Put them in the corner. And they do. Right. But you know why? Because they're not missing my stuff because they don't want to like and comment. They're just busy. So guess what? I'm going to hand it to you.
There you go. Right here, front and center. Look, you're going to get my album. You're going to get my book. You're going to get this clothing
No, for
line.
real. Because like, you want people to support you, but like, what are you doing to help them support you? Put it in their face.
Period. That's it. And when they don't support you, it's fine. Like, everyone that you love and that loves you isn't supposed to love the thing that you love as well.
You know what, too? You said something earlier. Oh, confidence. Kind of like going back to these two artists, I think we have seen another thing that we have seen like consistent in them is them constantly showing up as themselves. Like, Teyana Taylor has always been who she is. New York girl with an attitude and swag, and she shows up as that every single time, and she's still winning.
And you know to add to that too, Crystal, you know what else? The world has created spaces for her to be that.
Yes.
If you've noticed,
they want to see
films where she's acted in ways where she was herself. She's done things. She's done SNL. If you haven't seen any of those SNL skits, a lot of those SNL skits, you feel it. Like, this is this is TT, this is Teyana. Like, you felt like this was her, which is why so many of us are loving the success that she's grown into, because we felt that that's who she was when she was in the music industry.
Yes.
So like, the world will make a space for who you are authentically and not who you pretend to be.
1,000%. Even Bad Bunny, like, he is still very much who he was, like this like quirky, nerdy, kind of weird Puerto Rican kid, like, and people, like, he's not like, if you look at him and you see like his character and stuff, you don't look at him and be like, oh, this guy's gonna be a star. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, like he probably likes Pokemon cards and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So seeing both of these people be the megastars and come to be the megastars that they are right now while still being themselves. Like, even on stage when he was accepting his award, you could see like how kind of like nerdy he still is and was like trying to find his words in English and stuff. And it's just like really cool to see them be themselves in these places and spaces and really take up space.
Yeah, it's being you authentically. It's showing up for yourself day in and day out, no matter who is there to support you. It's having that creative control. It's building the stamina to continue to do these things every single day, because you don't know, it might take you 20 years to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the guys that's I'm sorry, his name is, I'm drawing a blank, but he's one of the actors that's in Sinners. He's been doing this for so long, and I think he's up for like, I think best supporting actor or something like that. He was the father of the father in Crooklyn. They're like, this is his first Oscar nomination. Like, 20 plus year career, 15 plus year career. So what does that say? None of this is built overnight. You got to keep going every single day. No days off. And if you take a day off, get back into it.
And another thing too, consider the possibility that you are on your journey not only for you, but for somebody who's coming after you. And I say that because sometimes we don't realize, like, yeah, we might not, check this off of our goal list or whatever the case may be, but you are probably crawling for somebody else to walk. And that's another thing we see with these two artists, like how they are really paving a path for people to run and walk behind them, in the sense, like, for example, like Bad Bunny, he's the first artist to have an all Latin album win album of the year, which he absolutely deserved. However, what people didn't realize is that especially like people who don't know Spanish, is that his album is very political. It's very political. It's talking about how, Puerto Rico doesn't want to become Hawaii. They want America to stop stepping all over us. And people are in the clubs singing this song. And the whole album is just about like being prideful of who you are, being prideful of where you're coming from, not feeling like you have to leave, not feeling like you need to leave to grow and be successful. And he's like, look at me, I'm Puerto Rican, still in Puerto Rico, and I made it. Like, I don't have to shit on my people or leave my people behind. And that's exactly what he's talking about in the whole album. So the fact that he was able to win a Grammy off of a political album is crazy. It's insane. And I don't think people realize like how like the actual like messaging behind his stuff is, and it might be because of the language barrier or whatever, but I think people just seeing how much he was able to shake up the culture. But what that did was, guess what? Now he paved the way for somebody, it might be in English, but he paved the way for somebody else to create music that really makes a social change and says something socially. Which to me is important, right? Especially like seeing Lauryn Hill there. I'm like, yes, let's bring back music that means something. And honestly, his entire album is that. It's meaningful music. Yeah, you got a couple songs in there where you could just shake and twerk in the club or whatever, but his entire album holds meaning.
I gotta learn Spanish. I keep saying that because that album smacks. And I don't know any... I've been taking Spanish. I took Spanish for 5, almost 7 years, I feel like, between high school and college. And I don't know, them congregations be whooping my butt. I got to figure this out because I need to really learn it, because it just, like, I want, now knowing all that stuff too, like the messaging behind it, I think makes it more powerful, even more powerful that he's performing at the Super Bowl. I can't wait for people to know that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, because they're still learning that in National Geographic. They need to take a history class. They're still learning that. No, but the actor's name is Delroy Lindo, and he's 73. So I had to say that. Delroy Lindo, 73's first Oscar nomination. Okay, been doing this since before we were born. And I am happy to see that. So yeah, we've been saying it. We love a good underdog story. And I think that underdogs are literally the most successful people, and they become the most successful people because they know what it is to work. They know what it is to put literally their talents on their back and just put it out there and just keep going, and don't even have to like need the applause of other people or need anybody else to support them, because they know why they're on this earth. They know what they were supposed to put out, and they're doing the thing, and they're just waiting for other people to catch on. And I love it. I love it so much.
My elevation message is trust your timing. Trust your timing. You can be very far in 3 years. You can be nowhere in 3 years. You can be very far in 10 years, 20 years. You just have to trust your timing, and most importantly, trust yourself to put your head down and just do the work. Everything else, the pieces will fall on the table where they need to fall. Trust your timing.
I love that. I would have to say, continue clapping for yourself. Like, the hands that you are using to clap for yourself is the hands that you are using to build your career, and they're going to stay with you for the rest of your life. So continue to give yourself praises, continue to be a good person, and also just continue to just have that creativity fuel you, or whatever it is that's going to fuel you into what your passions are. But don't forget to clap for yourself and not wait for others to clap for you.
Amen. Well, with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Okay.
Yes.
Because we're coming
and
back
to
back.
Clap for us if you want.
And yeah, clap for us in the comments. Yeah.
Clap
repost.
in the comments if you really enjoyed this. Yeah, repost if you really enjoyed this. And share our show with anyone that you feel needs it. Like, we sat up here and talked about putting things out there, because this is not for Crystal and I. This is for you to be inspired. It's for you to go out there and continue to push forward in this crazy world that will make you feel so sad and so lonely. Just continue to know that you are not alone, and that you can do said thing. You can do hard things, and we're here to support you.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.